Mr. President, whenever you're ready.
Let us stand for pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome everyone to our December 11th Pike Township School Board meeting.
Good evening.
We'll start off with for the good of the cause. If any patrons would like to use this platform, you have 3 minutes. You will start off by saying your name to talk about anything for the good of the cause. All right, we'll move along to Spotlight on Pike. Sarah Dorsey.
Good evening. It's wonderful to see you all again. This is a really special time of year in the district. We always have just an outpouring of generosity and also a lot of educators, students, families giving a lot of time to celebrate their schools, the communities, and each other. So thank you to everyone who's putting in those extra hours to make memorable experiences for the students and families we serve. We want to celebrate the fact that Dami Adeoba and Muna Newman Nyodika. I messed that up, I'm sorry. Help me. Norika. Sorry, I practiced and I want to get that right. They were both selected to the IFCA Senior All-State team. Muna also signed to play with Western Michigan last week and was named an Indianapolis Colts 2025 Academic All-Star. So we are extremely proud of them. They have had tremendous seasons. Absolutely. On Monday, our Pike High School Jazz One Band performed at the Benny Golson Jazz Festival at Butler University, and 3 members were awarded with Outstanding Soloist and Musician Awards. Also, congratulations to Pike High School alumni Chris Thomas and David Teague for being named to the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame 2026 Men's Silver Anniversary Team from the class of 2021. We want to congratulate our 8th grade Iron Creek Middle School and PSA 4th and 5th grade travel teams for winning the Central Indiana Basketball Association's Fall League for girls basketball, and also congratulate the 6 junior Red Devils, their coach Rick King, and Pike High School senior and assistant defensive line coach Terrence Little, who won the championship at the All-Star Hall of Fame Bowl with Team Indiana in Kansas City last weekend. So congratulations to them. We were well represented. Our Pike Red Zone Food Pantry will host its next distribution from 4 to 6 p.m. on Monday. That's December 15th at the Pike Freshman Center. And then on Tuesday, December 16th, we'll host a free immunization clinic from 3 to 6:30 p.m. And that will also take place at the Pike Freshman Center. Families can register in advance or they can walk in. They're more than welcome to walk in. If a child is under 18, they do have to have a parent or guardian present. Last but never least, we want to thank the donors listed on this evening's agenda. There is a ton of generosity. Nora Woods donated $200 worth of gift cards to assist families at New Augusta South. Snap Mobile Inc. donated a total of $1,715.80 to support band, orchestra, and choir students at Lincoln Middle School. The Pike Township Educational Foundation collected $2,145 in donations. New Augusta South's PTO donated $500. An anonymous donor gifted $200 to support the Pike Red Zone Food Pantry. College Park Elementary School received an activity table and sand tray valued at approximately $859.80 for their intermediate resource classroom through Donors Choose. Schwitzer Engineering Laboratories, Inc. donated $100 to Fishback Creek. Project Give Back donated 100 gift baskets filled with holiday trimmings worth an estimated value of $4,000 to our Pike High School families prior to Thanksgiving break. A ladies group at Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Cathedral donated 10 Kroger gift cards with a total value of $750 to support Pike families in need. Bring Change to Mind donated $150, and Stephanie Hampton donated $50 to support Bring Change to Mind club activities at Lincoln Middle School. Community of Christ Church donated 7 $100 Walmart gift cards to Deer Run Elementary School and 8 $100 Walmart gift cards to Eagle Creek Elementary School. The Alpha Mu Omega chapter of AKA Sorority Inc. donated household essentials, hygiene products, winter clothing, toys, and games worth an estimated value of $3,750 for 25 Pike High School families. And the Pike Township Educational Foundation donated $3,000 for a motivational speaker and workbooks for Pike Preparatory Academy, $700 to Eastbrook Elementary School for an interpreter hubs, $1,150 to fund Crystal Kramer's steam-powered indoor recess grant project at Fishback Creek, and $1,300 to Guyan Creek Middle School to purchase supplies for the cardboard regatta. We are so extremely grateful, so thank you to everyone who supported.
Thank you, Sarah. Next, we'll move on to reports to the board, starting off with the superintendent's above and beyond award recognition. Dr. Hunter.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young. We're excited tonight to celebrate 3 individuals for our Superintendent Above and Beyond Award. Tonight, we'll begin with Mr. Botsford, the principal of College Park Elementary School, as he comes and presents the Superintendent Above and Beyond Award.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Young. I'm the proud principal of College Park Elementary, and I am proudly nominating Dr. Krista Tobin, our remarkable literacy cadre, for the Superintendent's Above and Beyond Award. Dr. Tobin consistently exceeds expectations, demonstrating unparalleled dedication to teachers, students, families of College Park Elementary School. Dr. Tobin leverages data to ensure that every teacher is able to better meet students where they are, and she provides targeted planning support by utilizing diagnostic assessment data to guide teachers in their planning as well. Dr. Tobin offers coaching sessions where she helps teachers analyze student work and helps with planning to ensure teachers can effectively implement high-leverage reading strategies tailored to the needs of our kids. Dr. Tobin's determination to foster an engaging learning environment is evident in her daily work. She offers support by modeling instruction techniques in the classroom as well. Dr. Tobin's built strong, long-lasting relationships with our students across all grade levels. Her impact extends far beyond the school day. She works to keep in touch with former students and their families, checking in on them, as well as being our after-school REACH program monitor. Yet another way she dedicates her time to our scholars. By demonstrating her own high expectations and personal best, she encourages both staff and students to embrace challenging work and be successful. Congratulations, Dr. Tobin.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young, I have the honor of introducing Ms. Rakisha Blandon, the coordinator of the Nathaniel Jones Early Learning Center, as she comes and presents the Superintendent Above and Beyond Award.
Right. Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Young. My name is Rakisha Blandon, and I am the coordinator of the Nathaniel Jones Early Learning Center. And I am proud to highlight and celebrate Miss Craig, one of our Early Learning League classified instructors, as our NJELC Fall 2025 Above and Beyond recipient. This school year brought new challenges and new opportunities, including the addition of a new inclusion classroom. While stepping into something new can feel daunting, Ms. Craig approached this role with courage, professionalism, and an unwavering commitment to her students. Any initial apprehension quickly transformed into confidence, and she has risen to the challenge every single day. Ms. Craig builds genuine, trusting relationships with families and treats each child as though they were her own. Her classroom is a place where students feel safe, supported, and celebrated. She leads her team of instructional assistants with confidence and care, ensuring student success while fostering a fun, collaborative classroom culture. Beyond the classroom, Ms. Craig has continued to step into leadership roles within our school community. This year, she proudly serves as social committee chair, our PALS, Parents Are Lifesavers Club, teacher liaison, and school fundraising co-chair, strengthening our staff connections and supporting initiatives that benefit the entire Nathaniel Jones program. Remarkably, she has accomplished all of this while navigating her own personal health challenges, doing so with grace, resilience, and determination. Ms. Craig's dedication, leadership, and heart for both children and colleagues truly exemplify what it means to go above and beyond. It is my honor to recognize her contributions and celebrate the meaningful impact she makes every single day. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Craig, Ms. Brianna Craig, our NJELC Fall Above and Beyond recipient.
Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young, we have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Chad Heck, Chief Technology Officer, as he presents the Superintendent Above and Beyond Award.
Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Young, it is my honor to talk about Mrs. Mitchell tonight. There's so much work that happens in a school district that most people never know about. Liz Mitchell is a superstar of this behind-the-scenes work. In this age of increased data reporting requirements, Mrs. Mitchell skillfully manages and validates data from numerous sources across the district. Frontline office staff at the schools count on Mrs. Mitchell to help them wade through state reporting requirements and get them across the finish line. Mrs. Mitchell helps maintain our enrollment information and plays a huge part in preparing our most important reports, one of the most important reports, the average daily membership report, which impacts our state funding. Mrs. Mitchell is a team player and a tremendous asset to our technology team. Please join me in honoring Mrs. Liz Mitchell.
All right, next we have the referendum update. Ms. Monet Gray.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young. Tonight, I'm presenting our referendum spending update through September 2025. Every number you'll hear tonight connects directly to the promises we made when voters approved the referendum back in May of 2024. Just to revisit what the three major priorities of the referendum fund were, the first priority was programming and staff support through ESSER. The second was attracting and retaining staff. And the third was enhancing safety and security. These are the three priorities that we refer to as buckets, just to make sure that we honor our commitment to voters to spend in these areas. Let's start with the programming and staff support through ESSER. ESSER paid for a lot of supports our students came to depend on, but ESSER was temporary. The work wasn't. Bucket 1 simply keeps those programs going now that ESSER federal dollars are gone. We didn't start new initiatives in this bucket for the first year. We protected what already existed and what students and family came to rely on, such as academic interventionists, teachers, counselors, and social workers. It also supports our family engagement team and district specialists who guide literacy and student success. This bucket keeps our wellness services going and funds the technology students use daily, like Chromebooks and classroom devices. And it continues the learning loss and instructional programs that help students stay on track. When we first reported the spending for the first period of 2025, there was an ESSER reimbursement in the amount of $1,933.55 $546. Sorry. This covers salaries and benefits for the previously mentioned position, plus materials for learning loss and other instructional needs. This came from the first semester of the 2024-25 school year. Now for January through March of 2025, we spent $1,105,259. These were continued salary and benefit costs, learning loss supports, and upgrades to Chromebooks and software. For April through September 2025, we spent $2,516,987. This period included continued salary and benefit support, instructional materials, software enhancements, and Chromebook replacements. So for the period of July of 2024 through September 2025, the grand total is $5,555,792 for what we call Bucket 1. The next bucket is attracting and retaining high-quality staff, which is the backbone of the district. For January through March of 2025, our spending included $943,834, which were salaries and benefits for certified bargaining staff. This also included $519,500 for attendance stipends for first semester. From April through September 2025, we spent $3,622,035 for salaries and benefits for bargaining staff. This also included $452,000 for attendance stipends for second semester. In July of 2025, there was a $2,715,312 reimbursement for non-bargaining staff salaries and benefits that were issued during the 2024-25 school year. So the total for attracting and retaining staff for what we call Bucket 2 is $8,292,681. This is the largest part of our referendum fund because it supports people who support our students every day. When we pay the salaries and benefits with referendum dollars, these aren't one-time expenses. We're committed to supporting these positions every year through the life of the referendum. The third bucket is safety and security. This includes the planning, the staffing, and the tools needed to keep our students and staff safe. For January through September of 2025, we spent $498,717, and that included the equipment costs for the weapons detection system at Pike High School. We will have additional costs in the fourth quarter, which includes the stipends for certified staff for safety monitoring at that weapons detection system, and also additional Blue Line security contracted staff, which began in August 1st of 2025, so they will be included in the next update. So far the total spending for Bucket 3 is $498,717. So overall, for the first quarter, January through March of 2025, we were at $4,502,139. In our current period, April through September, we're at $9,845,051 for a grand total of spending to date of $14,347,190. Every dollar tied to the commitments that we made when the referendum passed. As we move forward, we will continue to monitor the cash carefully and maintain full transparency. All updates tonight will be posted on the board, posted on our website at www.pike.k12.in.us/referendum. The other update in May of 2025 still resides on this website. We take this seriously and the responsibility entrusted to us by the community, and we remain committed to doing this work openly and responsibly. Thank you for your time.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Gray, for the report. The security piece,
Yes, sir.
according to the figure you have here, you have over $500,000 left.
Yes, sir.
What is going to be the monitoring costs and the Blue Line costs? Do you have any indication on that?
So we don't have an estimate yet. We do have invoices that we received from Blue Line a couple of weeks ago. So security has processed those invoices, and I'll be able to give you that total at the next update. And every month we upload the referendum updates, the spending updates to the board docs. So you'll be able to see that in board docs as soon as we process those.
That will be something new, right?
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, do we have a balance anywhere in this referendum? What I mean by balance, other than the security piece, I see where the first item, the first bucket, went over.
Yes, sir.
It went over almost $1 million, a little over $1 million. And the second bucket stayed under the projected $9 million. So when we talk about balances for the referendum, for the community's sake,
Sure.
what does that look like?
Yes, sir. So that first bucket, that includes that reimbursement for first semester and ESSER. So we were expected to exceed the amount in that bucket because we were pulling expenses from the first semester into when we actually received the referendum dollars. So we didn't actually receive the referendum dollars until the calendar year of 2025. So we were expecting to overspend in that area, but we are still in balance with the revenues that we've gotten from the referendum dollars. Now, the second bucket, the attract and retain staff, we still have spending left for fourth quarter. So once we wrap up the fourth quarter at the end of December, we'll be able to come back with a full number of that $9 million in that bucket.
With that said, let me say it another way.
Oh, okay.
If I needed to know the balance of the referendum dollars that are left, and you could go to your computer and tell me what the balance is, could you do that?
So I could tell you what the amount in the fund is. So just to explain, the way we get our referendum dollars, we get them when the property taxes are paid.
Understandable.
Okay. So right now, if you look at the balance in the referendum fund, it's going to look negative because we haven't gotten the December distribution from people who have paid taxes in November.
Okay, so the balance is negative now?
Yes, sir.
Until the disbursement comes in December?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem.
Are there any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I have a question. This is a little bit along the same lines of what I think Dr. Moore was asking, but so when it comes to the balances, so we know how much money came in. It would be unlikely we would spend to the penny every year. Maybe we're that good, but so if we don't, if is anything that we have left over, even if it's like $100, is that allowed to roll over to the next year and be spent then, or is it we use it or lose it type thing?
Good question. So we'll carry a cash balance. So whatever we have left over at the end of the year, we'll carry that forward into the new year. When we've asked for our referendum spending for our budget for calendar year 2026, if the revenues plus our cash balance exceed that, we can ask for additional appropriations, which would give us the authority to spend over what we initially asked for.
Because we rolled it
Yes,
from
sir.
the previous year. Awesome. Thank you.
So you're basically saying nothing goes back, we just roll it over?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. And then, Dr. Young, your security committee that you formulated, you created that committee, am I right?
Yes, I charged and I asked for Mr. Gruber to take the lead on it, but yes, that was a group that was charged to help us come up with recommendations on how to utilize those funds.
Yeah, I know when you set up committees, you can put items where you want them. In many cases, I've been on committees. How far is the police fleet in your list, down your list? And then secondly, if there are resources left that are going to roll over, can we start addressing that fleet?
You have the list. I know you presented it last time. I think Dr. Moore's question was kind of where
Where did you put
vehicles
that
fall.
on your list?
And then also you can talk about the process. So the process on how we even got to the priority. How can you kind of walk through
Sure.
what the group did?
Yeah, and so I completely understand what you're saying, Pastor Moore. We tried to remain as objective as possible with the security task force. So when we came up with all of the ideas that we could spend these dollars on and what we could invest in here in Pike Township, we sent it out in a Google form and allowed everybody to give an objective response on a scale of 1 to 10 on how important this idea, this tool would be towards enhancing the security of our facilities. And based on those reports, that's how we generated the list. So the list I presented when I came up here and presented on the blue ribbon plan and provided the security update, if to my recollection, the fleet of vehicles was somewhere in the neighborhood of the number 11 or 12 out of 25 items that are on the security list. What I would say is of those top 10, 4 to 5 of them have the zero cost to the district, so there will be no referendum dollars spent on it. A lot of it has to do with the work that Dr. Bishop is doing on the district safety committee. So things that we're implementing, procedures, processes that we're implementing district-wide to enhance security and safety. We have not targeted yet when those new vehicles will be purchased. I know Chief Casper has got pricing for those, but what Dr. Young has recently tasked me with is identifying what are going to be the annual costs. So similar to our attack and retained staff, there is going to be a baseline expense out of the security bucket to continue to maintain our staff for the remainder of the 7 years of the referendum. So what we're looking at is what is that overhead that we're going to spend every year on staffing, and then what is that balance that we have to play with year over year over year. And so as we head into January, that's when Dr. Young and I will sit down and we'll say, okay, we have these 12 items remaining on the security task force list. Let's start at the top. And with the spend, let's say that every year we're going to spend $300,000 on staffing alone. So in 2026, how do we want to allocate those $700,000, whether it's be the police fleet, additional weapons detection, and so on and so forth? That plan has not been finalized as of yet.
Okay, my question then is, you will let me know where the vehicles might be another year out, or another year out, based on where the formulation of the list is that right? That's what I think I'm hearing. If I'm not, will you correct me?
I don't want to definitively say when we're purchasing the vehicles, but they are a priority for us.
Yeah.
We understand.
And I would say that based on, and one of the things that Dr. Gruber,
No.
I just put another degree on it, that Mr. Gruber references that some of the items on the list do not come with the cost. I can say that we don't have any concerns based on, and again, we'll know right now further hard numbers here shortly, but I don't have any concerns about us being able to get everything done while we have these funds in dollars. So and most likely when it comes to the fleet, it'll likely be a rotation. We wouldn't go and buy a whole bunch of vehicles. Yeah. It would be a few vehicles a year is how we would probably go about replacing that.
Thank you, Mr. Gruber. Going back to Ms. Graves, if I may, and you as well, Dr. Dr. Young, there was a possibility of charter schools affecting the referendum. Here's the list: Believe, Circle City, Crystal House Academy, Inlease Academy, Heron, etc., Heron Charter, Heron Preparatory, Heron Riverside, Indiana Math and Science, Indiana Math and Science Academy, Matchbook Learning, Paramount Brookside, Paramount College Home, Paramount Edgewood, Purdue, Polytech, and etc. That's a large list. My question to you is, I don't know of any charters in Pike as of yet, but did we have to make any disbursements to any charters?
Yes, we did. So
was that amount 400,000, 418,000?
I can get the exact amount for you. They will give us the final amount once we get our December distribution. Okay. But those, the Treasury holds that before they disperse the remaining referendum revenue funds to us. Our council at Barnes and Thornburg, they did send a rebuttal because there are some of the charter schools who didn't fulfill the requirements by the state, but as of now, we have not heard back from the state on whether we will be reimbursed for those monies or not.
But the projection is 418,000.
Yes, sir, based on an estimate.
418,700.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, some of those charter schools that Dr. Moore mentioned are not in Pike. Do we still have to share?
Yeah. Oh, you go ahead.
Yes, because the students who reside in Pike attend those schools, and that's how they base that amount off of.
That's how they get
of that. Yes.
So and that would change every year.
Yeah,
so based on when we passed the referendum, that was what the number was. But let's say there's less students in a particular school on a given year, then we owe them less money. Or if that number of students attending the school goes up, then they would get a bigger change.
Going back to Ms. Graves, great point, but I need to shift to Ms. Bishop, Dr. Bishop, who handles our enrollment, am I right?
Yes, sir.
What is our enrollment right now?
We are at 10,400 students.
How many students, Dr. Bishop, did we lose to charter, if we lost any?
We did, and we do. We lose students that never come to Pike but live in Pike Township.
Yeah.
We will have definitive numbers from the state probably in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
We'll know exactly how many students we have at each school, not just public but private and charter. We get that every year.
Okay.
But at the same token, on the other side of it, we've been increasing our out-of-district enrollment, which means what's happening to us, we're in essence doing to other districts.
Right.
We have over 500 students that are out of district, that come to Pike but reside in other parts of, not in Pike Township.
Yeah.
But we'll be able to give you definitive numbers in the coming weeks. And that will include the scholarship that families can use, choice. And it's very concrete and gives us definitive numbers on how many families we're losing that actually went to school in Pike and left, but also families that never went to Pike schools but live in Pike.
Yeah.
I just think the public needs to know that there's a bill that has to be paid, if I could use that term, as it relates to charter, because I think when we talked about the referendum, we never talked much about the supplementing of the charter system, and people think that we're getting the whole 14 to 15 million, if I could say it that way, but we're not. We do have to pay if I could call it the charter bill. Thank
And
you
that
so
could
much.
go up,
And
right?
it could go up or down.
Yeah, up or down, yes.
And I think, with all transparency, for anyone watching, and kudos and thank you to Ms. Pettiford, on the day that the items that had to be posted as part of a requirement for those charter schools to participate in the referendum, on the day that those items were due, Ms. Pettiford and I literally went and printed off to have proof to show that they hadn't met those requirements.
Right.
We provided that information to our legal counsel, Mr. Qualkenbush, that then made the case for us. So it's important to know that we did everything we thought we could to prove that they hadn't met it, and we just really, for the most part, didn't get a response on our submission.
Thank you, Dr. Young, and thank you, Ms. Pettiford. Do you all plan to continue that practice as it relates to looking at charter schools and the status as it relates to not making that disbursement?
Well, I think what we have to do is make a determination, because there's a cost, a legal cost.
Right, I understand.
So I'm not sure that we're going to, if the decision to give it to them this year was a yes, I don't see how that is going to change in the future. And then to have our legal team work on that's an additional cost to the district.
Yeah, but what you and Ms. Pettiford done together, are you going to continue that behavior as it relates to that?
Oh, to monitor?
Yes.
Yes, we will, but the submission and the part of making the request to not have to share those dollars, we have solicited, and we would continue to need private help of our legal counsel.
Okay. I just was concerned about that.
And I could just piggyback, if it's okay, something Dr. Bishop shared. We have 11 school districts, and I think Dr. Bishop shared something that I think is important for folks to know. Out of 11 Marion County school districts, there were only 3 that had an increase in enrollment. One school district actually acquired a online school. So they got 2,000 children from an online school that was part of a rural district that was consolidated. So they got 2,000 children, new kids. I think their enrollment still only went up 18. I believe it was like 18 kids. So you do the math. The other 2 was Pike and Franklin Township. You'll recall Franklin Township still has farmland. So they're actually building new neighborhoods in that school district, and we just don't have the land. But yet we were the one of 3, really I call one of 2, that still has grown in enrollment this past year. So people still coming.
So now I've got more questions because of this conversation. So it sounds like we get an estimate from the state at the beginning of the year. Is that right? Okay. And but they give us the estimate with part of that estimate being what they are withholding, that is their assumption we're going to have to pay to these charter schools.
That's correct.
So then by the end of the year, we might get some of that back. We might not if it doesn't go to the charter schools. What happens if their estimate was low? Do we then have to have held some back because we now have to pay them more than they held back?
It's really an exact number.
It
Because
is an
it's
exact
based
number.
on the specific number of children that are enrolled in those charter schools.
Okay.
So the next time whatever that cutoff date is, they go in and say how many of those children are enrolled in charter schools that live in Pike Township. It'll be an exact number.
Okay.
We just don't know if that'll be a higher number, which would then require us to share more of the referendum dollars, or it'll be a lower number that would require us to share less.
And just now, I guess, more knowledge for any public that might be watching this. So if some of those kids that go to charter schools that now we have to send them because of that, if in February they stop going to the charter school and come here, the charter school's still getting that money, though, in the current setup.
They use the fall ADM. They use the fall
fall
ADM.
ADM,
And the reason why on the financial side we call it an estimate because it's dependent upon taxpayers paying their property taxes.
Right.
So even though at the beginning of the year we do get that number, we don't definitively say that this is the number we're getting until the money actually hits our accounts.
Okay. Thank you for managing all that.
It's a team. It's a team
A
effort.
lot of
It's
moving parts.
Definitely a team effort.
Any other questions?
But, yes, so, and then in the spring, is there a second count as well?
So not for the charter school distribution. They only use that fall ADM to determine for the next year what we owe for referendum dollars.
So is the spring just for private school? What's the purpose of the spring?
Well,
ADM?
in relation to the referendum dollars, Dr. Bishop
Yeah,
can speak on the spring ADM in relation to Pike dollars.
Yeah, so the September, or sometimes October 2nd this year, and February, those two ADM processes for the Metropolitan School District Pike Township are totally related to our money that comes directly from the state.
Tuition.
Yes.
I'm understanding.
Tuition.
Correct,
Okay,
right.
thank you. Okay.
As it
Salaries and
relates to
benefits.
charters, they are only using the
September.
first.
The referendum money
The first
also.
ADM count.
Right.
The one that we took on October 2nd.
Okay.
We could definitely have a lot of conversation about my angst, poor Mrs. Because there are lots of things that could go along with when you take an ADM count in October, and that's the only date,
Right.
when we know that lots of folks move in and out, and lots of things that we could say about
Very
that. That's neither
transit,
here nor
very
there.
transit, yeah.
But, so the October and February counts directly support, as Dr. Young said, our tuition. Whereas the state is only using the October count for the reimbursement for charters.
Thank you so much. That helps.
They probably will use that, the other one, the way the movement of education is going. They probably will try to attack that.
Fall
very
is
soon.
typically, I don't understand it, because I think for all school districts, it's very similar, so I don't know where the kids go. But typically, fall is a higher number. Would you say for
That's the
ADM?
number.
Yeah.
That's
It
the,
is, we have seen, if we've seen it's been minimal increases, we're talking sometimes single digits. It really is, the start of the year, the count tends to be higher in October.
Yeah.
thank you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you.
Any other questions? Because I just have one. Mr. Gruber, can you confirm the meeting dates for the safety committee, the security and safety committee?
There are none scheduled at the moment.
Okay. You let us know when we have another day that comes up.
Will do.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Gray.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lastly, we have the first reading of the Board of Education policies. Dr. Bishop.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young. I do have 8 additional policies for your review. Please let me know if you have any additional questions or need additional information from me, as I will be requesting approval of these policies in our January meeting.
Thank you. Next, we'll move on to our action items. Minutes of the Board of Education regular meeting November 13th, 2025.
So move.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Are there any questions or comments? If not, we'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Action item B, approval of the Board of Education policies. Dr. Bishop.
Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young, I seek your approval of action item B, approval of Board of Education policies as presented.
I shall move.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Are there any questions or comments? If not, we'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Bishop. Next, we have Lilly Endowment Phase 3 grant. Mr. Inman.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Young. Excited to seek the approval of action item C, Lilly Endowment Phase 3 grant as presented.
So moved.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Are there any questions or comments? If not, we'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Inman. Next, we have the Compass Keynote Counseling Consulting LLC resolution. That would be me. Well, I'll make my comments. Go ahead with the
I so move, Mr. President.
Second.
second. Are there any questions or comments? I'll go ahead and make a comment to Dr. Hillick. I want to thank Dr. Hillick for his resolve, first of all, and his patience and his wisdom. I consider Dr. Hillick a friend now, and I look forward to working with him in the future. That being said, we'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Human Resource Report, Dr. Hunter. Due to the confidentiality of the Human Resource Report, we won't entertain any questions or comments.
Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young, I ask that you approve the HR report as presented.
Make a motion that we approve the human resource report.
Second. We have a first and a second. We'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Dr. Hunter. Next, for Dr. Hunter, we have the recommendation to extend the 3.36 salary increase to classified and district administrators for 25 and 26.
Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young, I ask that you approve the extension of the 3.3% salary increase to classified and district administrators as presented.
So moved.
Second.
We have first and second. Are there any questions or comments? If not, we'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. One more for Dr. Hunter. Recommendation to increase the MSD Pike Township School Board Corporation Board pay, Indiana Code 2026-47, as amended by SEA 287, effective July 1st, 2025.
Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young, I respectfully ask that you approve the increase of the MSD of Pike Township School Board compensation in accordance with Indiana Code 20-26-4-7, as amended by SCA 287, effective July 1st, 2025, to the full 10% allowable by law, as presented.
I'll do that one. So moved.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Are any questions or comments? If not, we'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Dr. Hunter.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have the request to advertise RFPs for network hardware and connectivity services. Mr. Heck.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board. Dr. Young, I request approval to advertise proposals for network hardware and connectivity services as presented.
I make a motion that we accept the request to approve the RFP for network hardware and connectivity services.
Second.
Well, first and a second, are there any questions or comments?
Question for Mr. Heck. Tell us what that looks like.
Sure. So this is an E-rate process, so it's very regimented and defined through a federal process. We put out these proposals through a federal form, which goes into a database that any vendor has access to, and then they can respond to those RFPs through the process described in that proposal.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heck.
Mr. Heck, is this the first RFP for network hardware on your watch?
This is not. I think I have done at least one other, maybe two others.
Do we get a lot of responses from vendors? I mean, a variety of vendors?
Yeah, I would say our response rate for network hardware is usually about 4 or 5 vendors.
Any other questions or comments? We'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Hick. Next, we have the recommendation to apply the Indiana Department of Health Indiana Youth Upstander Project mini grant. Mr. Jacob.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young. I seek your approval to apply for the Indiana Department of Health Indiana Youth Upstander Project for $10,000 mini grant.
I move we approve the recommendation to apply for the Indiana Department of Health's Indiana Youth Upstander Project $10,000 mini grant as presented.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Are there any questions or comments? If not, we'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Jacob.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have request to seek bids for the Napa heat pumps and the mechanicals. Mr. Gruber.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Young. I'm seeking your approval of action item J to seek bids for the upcoming mechanical projects at New Augusta North and Fishback Creek, as presented.
I move to approve the request for bids for Napa heat pump and for Fishback Mechanics.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Are there any questions or comments? If not, we'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you
very much, Mr. Gruber. I would like to combine action items K, L, and M for approval. Ms. Gray.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young. I request your approval of action items K, L, and M as presented.
I move that we accept the monthly claims and allowances, the contracts, and the donations as presented.
Second.
All right, we have a first and a second. Are there any questions on action items K, L, or M?
Question?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Graves, you're working pretty hard with well counseling to get that resolved.
Actually, I have to give kudos to Mr. Jacob.
Thank you, Mr. Jacob.
He's taken the lead on that and bringing those resources to our district.
Thank you all so much for handling that.
Any other questions or comments? If not, we'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Gray. Lastly, we have board member items. Dr. Moore.
Just happy to be here tonight. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Thank you very much. Ms. Wilson?
Kudos to that, and it was interesting to hear that the redistricting was defeated. So that was, I think it was like 31 to 19. So I think that's a good message that we're trying to send. Indiana can be heard. And I can't wait till Christmas, and I hope you guys have a great one as well.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Mr. Hoover?
All right, so as Ms. Wilson mentioned, the redistricting was defeated today. The session is, however, still going on. There are a few different bills that are up that are education related. It's a little early to dig too much into them. A couple of note would have to do with broader cell phone bans in the schools. And then there's one brought up that would allow for some more, I think, accountability and some restrictions around some charter schools. So we'll keep an eye on those. And there are others, but we'll see where those go. And as everyone else has said, just wish everybody happy holidays. For those who celebrate Christmas, have a very Merry Christmas. And let's all, just try to remember what the person we're celebrating there actually taught.
Thank you, Mr. Hoover. Dr. Webster.
And I do echo the sentiments of everyone, wishing you the comfort and joy of this season. And we make no apology about the reason that it certainly was a holy night. And so we make no apology for that, and we certainly pray that all of us will have a safe Christmas and a New Year.
Thank you, Dr. Webster. Mrs. Barnes?
Along with my other board members, I also want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy Hanukkah. So however you celebrate during this time of year, may you be well, may your family be well, and may you be blessed in 2026.
Thank you, Mrs. Barnes. Ms. Kelly?
Again, I would like to congratulate those who received, the students who were recognized for all of their accomplishments, as well as those who were recognized for going above and beyond for our students, the staff that was recognized. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to all the different holidays that are being celebrated during this time. And for the staff that were responsible for putting together the hard work of us getting the Lily.
Yes.
Is it phase 3? Is that the, am I saying it right?
That's exciting.
Those who put the work in for that, thank you, thank you, thank you. We cannot recognize you enough. We have been set apart as a district because of that work that you all have done. So we say thank you, thank you, thank you. As we go, as I always close, especially now that this is our last time together before we come back in January, take this time, refresh, recharge, renew. I was reminded as I was on a call when we were talking about all of the different holidays that are celebrated during, they had 3 things in common: fun, family, food. I'm gonna throw it, fellowship, all the F's that go along with this holiday season and the blessings. Make sure that you're taking time to enjoy those. And see you all in 2026.
You know, I forgot something before Dr. Young comes. I want to thank Ms. Pettiford for the work that she does,
Yes.
making us
Yes.
as a board, and I think we all give her a hand for the work she does.
And thank you, Dr. Young, for
Yes, for your gifts.
your giving.
You're more than welcome.
Season of giving, and you gave.
Oh.
And I want to tell everybody, make sure you listen for the girls. They play tonight at Beach Grove. So I'm pretty sure they're going to do very well in their endeavors as they continue their road towards winning the county. So if you haven't had a chance to look at the scores from the last game, 77-27. I know, I had to throw that in there. Anyway, you guys have a great one.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Dr. Young?
Thank you, Mr. President. I was actually at the game, and the assistant AD asked our AD if our girls were any good.
The scorekeeper
To
asked
start
me
the
the same
game.
thing.
So I'm just going to leave it at that. Merry Christmas, obviously. Happy holidays to everyone. In the new year, I think in February, we pegged some time during one of the board meetings. We will come and actually do a presentation for you all as a board, but also for the community on the things that will be entailed in that Lilly Endowment Phase 3 grant. So that'll be coming in the new year. And I know it took some time for Ms. Dorsey to read through all the donations, but I believe that this even came as a recommendation from the board. It was really important that we start actually naming those individuals that come alongside us, and they're so generous to us. And we actually found out about one that would probably blow you away, but we couldn't get it processed. But we'll bring that back in the new year, and it really touched all of us. But we'll share that for next time. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Young. In closing, I'd like to thank Lori, our front desk receptionist. She's going to retire.
Yes. Yeah.
We had kind of a special relationship. So I don't know her last name because we were on first name basis.
Rabbi.
So she was always had something nice to say every time I came in. So we're going to miss the work that she done. Thank you very much, Lori. Also, happy holidays. However you celebrate those holidays, be safe tomorrow as we have the inclement weather coming in. That being said, if I can get a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So move, Mr. President.
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.